What's up, Age fans, and welcome back to Age of Empires Tips. And this video will be the first campaign walkthrough of my channel. One thing that I really loved about the original Age of Empires were the campaigns, and I am really curious as to how they turn out in the Definitive Edition. Now, the developers of the Definitive Edition, Forgotten Empires, they did say that they have changed the campaigns quite a bit. So we'll just see how much they've been changed. This is also the first video where I am actually talking while I am playing. Usually I'll record the footage beforehand and then I'll simply voice over it afterwards. However, for the walkthroughs I do want to have some kind of in the moment kind of experience. So this will mean that the audio quality of my walkthroughs probably will not be as good as some of my tutorial videos. So I apologize for that in advance, but I do think that this is the correct way to do these walkthroughs. So with that being said, I will do all the campaigns on the hardest difficulty just to show you that it can be done. But you should be playing on the difficulty level that you're comfortable with. Now, I'm going to start off with my favorite campaign, which is the Glory of Greece campaign.
The Mediterranean climate of the Peloponnese.
They did put a lot of effort into modernizing the UI here, which is really cool. They also added some narrations for the instructions, which is also quite cool, but I'm not going to listen to that right now. There's also some history and some hints down here. You can read all this in your own time. I'm just quickly going to look over the objectives, which are destroy all Pelasgian farms, and we have to build 5 farms of our own. So that are our objectives. Now, I just said that you can read the hints in your own time, but I want to take it back. You should not actually read the hints if you are using my method to beat this first mission, because the method that I'm going to use is kind of the opposite from what they suggest you to do in the hints. So if you are going to take my approach to this mission, do not read the hints. Now, the first mission is called Claiming Territory, and I believe that in the original it was called Land Grab. So that's our first change right there. Well done, Forgotten Empires. So let's set the difficulty level to hardest, and yeah, let's just play the first mission. Now, I quickly want to pause the game for a few seconds just to talk about what we've got here. Now, we've got 6 clubmen and 4 villagers, and we've got no town or whatsoever, so we have to build our town somewhere. And I really love these missions where you start off with no town and you basically have to build your town from scratch, which I think is really cool, and I really like these kind of missions. Now, red is located over here, and red will be our main objective for this game. Now, brown and yellow are over here, but they are really insignificant, and you should not engage in battle or attack them in any way. They will attack you at some point in the game, but it's really easy to defend from them, and yeah, you just really just defend from them, but you should not get on this side of the map. It's really not necessary. Now, what most people will do in this mission is they will either build their town center right here, or they will build their town center in the southern corner of the map. And then they will just play a tower defense game for the next hour and a half. And this is especially difficult on the hardest difficulty. But this is what they suggest you to do in the hints. Now, the problem with this method is that red has a lot of resources over here. He has much more resources than you, so he has a big advantage, also because he is already in the second age. So if you allow him to really take advantage of red's resource advantage, then you're going to have a very bad game. So usually people will build up their town over here or in the southern corner. I'm just going to say screw all that. I'm simply going to march into red's town right away. I'm going to use all my clubmen and all my villagers to just enter red's town and simply cripple his economy right away. And after that, I'm simply going to steal all of his resources, and from that moment, this mission will actually be pretty easy. Now red does have some clubmen and you do want to take care of them. Here comes one. That's one. Now he also has some towers in his base, so you do want to be careful. But it's unavoidable that you will lose some damage from the... you will lose some health from these towers, but you really want to minimize the health lost from these towers. But taking some damage is unavoidable. So here is the first villager that I'm going to kill. I'm just simply going to surround it to kill it as quickly as possible so he can get away. Oh wow, he was invisible behind that tree there. So he's over here now. I'm simply going to chase him. He also has a couple of farms over here that we have to destroy, but he has some guys farming, so we have to kill those guys. Alright, that's that guy. So avoiding as much damage as possible from these towers. And here is his town center, and I can kill this villager right away. He already lost some health. I'm going to kill this guy. Rest in pieces. Alright, he is also dead. Now, you will also lose some guys yourself. This is really not much of a problem, it's unavoidable. But you don't want to lose any more than a few. If you lose too much units in this process, you can easily start over. It's just the beginning of the mission. Now yellow will also start attacking you at the beginning of the game. So you do want to take care of his clubmen as well. There goes my first guy, oh no! Actually, I think I already lost 3 guys. Never mind. Now, at this point, let's look at the timeline. Red has been crippled. He still has a smaller population than us. And here you can see that we actually start with a larger population than Red. And this creates a small window of opportunity to do this strategy. Because you have more population, you can use all your villagers and units to use this small window of opportunity to kill his villagers one by one and really cripple his economy. So, at one point he will have nothing left and he won't be able to make new villagers, and he will simply be... he won't be able to do anything for the rest of the game, and you will easily be able to steal his resources and simply, well, build up a very quiet town and beat the scenario in 20 minutes. Now at this point I think I've killed enough units of Red, and I am going to build up my town over here. And as you can see, Brown is actually an enemy of Red as well. I think Yellow and Red are allied, but Brown is also an enemy of Red, so he will at some point attack Red as well, or he will attack you. But I'm going to take these guys out one by one right now. Because otherwise they will be attacking me later on, so I want to avoid that. And he's dead. Now you do want to build your town center over here next to these berries. This is a great spot over here. You start off by building a house. Actually, I do want to build a second house. And I still have all my villagers that I started with. That's pretty awesome. Oh, I said that I lost 3, but I actually only lost 2. I can't count. Now at this point you can simply build villagers and look at your clubmen destroy this market. And at this point really you've beaten the mission already. Completing the mission is kind of a formality right now. You've beat this mission. You've beat the mission at this point. But you do still need to destroy these farms and build your own farms. So I need a house. And actually I'm going to fish over here. There's a bunch of fish over here that I can use. And I am going to fish. Because fishing is the fastest source of getting food. Now the goal here at this point is to simply... oh, he has some clubmen left. That's interesting. Okay, I am going to need my villagers to destroy this guy. Oh, I'm actually slagging off here. How? Oh, red is still quite small. He actually has nothing with clubmen. So if I can beat these guys, then I will... Then red is pretty much dead. Alright. So at this point I just want to advance the tool age, build a few barracks, and then make some slingers to destroy this tower and also destroy these farms. And then I'm simply going to build 5 farms of my own. And then the mission is completed basically. Let's check the timeline real quick. Yeah, red is completely disappeared. He has vanished from the timeline at this point. He has nothing left. And that's the ultimate goal here. So really, we've taken good use of this small window of opportunity here, where we had a larger population than red, and also he didn't yet research any upgrades in his storage pit to upgrade his army. So it's really easy to beat his clubmen right away, because they don't have any armor or anything. So you can simply take them out one by one, and it will be a piece of cake. Now I'm simply going to make 20 villagers, and then I'll age up. I do still need a second building though, so I am going to build a granary over here. Look at all these berries over here. Now you can see what I mean with by saying that red has a resource advantage. Look at all these berries, and I think there's more over here. Here, look at this, there's 3 more over here. He has like 20 berry boosters or something, it's insane. And there's no way that you can keep up with that on the hardest difficulty. Well, maybe you could, but it's making your life a lot more difficult. So I'm just making 1 more villager right now, and then I'm going to advance to the tool age. And I am going to make a barracks. Actually, I need more wood at this point. And also I am going to make a storage pit over here so that I can collect some stone. I'm going to make another house as well. Hey look, we're cutting from the same forest. That's interesting. So brown is located somewhere over here. He might attack me at this point, at some point. But then we're just going to defend from him. And it won't be very difficult at all. Now I'm going to make a barracks, so that I can make some slingers as I am entering the tool age. I'm going to speed up the game a bit. That's our second barracks. I'm also going to need a market, so that I can make some farms. Alright, there's our 150 wood for a market. Alright, the tool age. Time to get some army going. Now I'm also going to upgrade stone mining to make my slingers a little bit more effective. I guess it's not necessary to upgrade your slingers, because all we need to do is destroy a tower and a 5 farms, but I'm just going to do it anyway. Just for the heck of it. Okay. Yellow is sending in some slingers, some clubmen at this point. It won't be very difficult to deal with at all, but he will be attacking you. And I'm going to make 5 farms at this point, because I do have the wood for it. Alright. So at this point I'm going to kill this tower so I can take care of the farms. Alright, tower down. So as soon as I kill these farms, I will win the mission. So as you can see, this is a really efficient approach to beat this scenario as quickly as possible. And I think on the hardest difficulty, this is the best way to beat the scenario, because if you let Red take advantage of his resource advantage, he will just keep on sending X-Men to you, and it will be very difficult to defend from these X-Men. So, especially because he's already in the second age. This is the last farm over here, so I should win this mission any second now. And there you have it, the first mission completed. Very efficiently.
Your victory.
Now,
your people are now largely.
Stop this, please. Now, this mission is very easily beaten this way. However, the first part of beating Red can be a little bit tricky. You should really micro your clubmen like I did, and make sure that you kill them one by one. Don't try to attack them when they're in a group. Try to kill them one by one, isolate them. Also, don't engage the clubmen while you are in the line of sight of the towers. So make sure that you stay out of sight of the towers as much as possible. But if you want to attack his Red's farmers, then you really need to get in the line of sight of the towers. There's no avoiding that, but you do want to avoid taking damage from these towers as much as possible. Now, you can also take the... of course, you do not have to take my approach. You could simply take the old approach of making your town center in the southern corner. I am really not telling you what to do with your life, but I do think that this is the best way to beat this scenario. With all that being said, thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this walkthrough useful. If you did, make sure to like the video, subscribe if you want to stay updated on future videos, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take it easy.